Hello, this is Pablo Martinez. Today I'm going to show you a short tutorial on how to make an attendance roster for your classes. That way you know if your kids are signing in and are actually doing the work. And so we can have documentation on how many times a week the kids are signing in and who exactly is doing the work. All right, so I have it here on class work, and it's a part of our class, part of classwork. It's a Google form. So I made a topic right here that says class attendance, and I wrote a message for my kids letting them know that for now on attendance will be for a grade, that they have to come in here and mark the days that they come into my class to work on the classwork. So you can click here on classwork, and here is the form. So here's the message again. Here they mark the date that they signed in. They put their first and last name. And then they mark what period they have you. Okay, and then they put submit, and there you go. They can also submit more other responses if you want. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Now, to check your work to see if the students are doing the form, that way you know who's signing in. You sign into your account, and it'll be part of the grades. So you come over here, and you look for attendance form. You see that the student turned it in. You give them 100, and that's just if you want. To see your entire class, what you do is you go to classwork on yours, click here, click on the form, and to see who's been signing in, you click right here on the pencil. You go right here to responses. I've done this a couple of times already, and it shows you the students' names and on summary, and it shows you the day that these students are signing in. There's been 3. How many have been signing in on the names? Your response. This gives you a percentage of how many kids are signing in your classes. You know, if you have 25 kids, and if it shows you like the percentage, 100% of your class is signing in, 25%. So it gives us data letting us know if the kids are coming into the classroom and doing the work or not. Here are the questions. Lets you know, like what's the date that they were signing in. So this is the only date I've put. So other dates will come out and it'll show you how many responded on those days. Like those responses are how many times they signed in on those days. And then names, you can see the names. And like, let's say the kids write something that's inappropriate, you can find out exactly who it was by checking individually. And you can go here to look at their email. You click on their email and it shows you what they wrote or who exactly wrote what. So that eliminates they wrote someone else's name and it wasn't correct. You can check here and you can see exactly who wrote what. Like I changed it and now it says Jose Martinez, and you'll know that if it matches, it's the same. If they write something that's completely awful, then you'll know. And you have the documentation online. All right, so how do we make this kind of form? Well, it's very easy. All you got to do is go to create and go to, well, the first thing I did was I create a topic. That way I can have it classified under that. So here I go to topic, and here I'd put class attendance. And I'm going to use the same one every week. I'm not going to be putting a new one every time, but if you choose to, you could put class attendance and you could put, week 1, week 2, week 3, like this. So now you have your topic. So now you need to put a form on your topic. So we're going to go with a regular assignment. And here we would put attendance form. Okay. Then down here you would put some instructions like I did over here. Like these here. Or whatever you want, letting the kids know what this is for. Then next, to create your form, you go here and you click on Forms. So it opens up and it comes out kind of like a quiz or question form. You can edit it to be whatever you want. So here you would put, attendance. Then down here, like what I did over here, you put your date. That way the kids can sign in on the date. So you click here on your options. Like right now it's on multiple choice. You click here. And then you go down to date. And once you choose date, it comes out right here. They put the month, the day, the year. And then you can type whatever you want here. Like here, I just put today's date. That way they know that they have to put the day that they signed in. They just either look on their clock on the side, they turn off their phone and look at their date on the phone. I mean, they all have a calendar on some digital device, so they'll know where to get one or where to get the dates. Then the next thing you do is you put add, and there's other options. Maybe you want to know exactly what time they are logging in. Well, you can add a time, and here the kids could put their time. Okay, that's optional. I didn't do that because these kids are up at late at night, but if you want to document what times they're going in to your classroom and doing the work, then you can do that. Then here, like what I put over here, I put first and last name because you can add all this other information, but if you don't know who's signing in, well then there's no point. So here you put your first and last name, and let's keep it as a short answer. If you put it as a paragraph, they can write a very, very long response. So just put short answer, just put their first and last name. Hopefully we don't have too many kids with a really long first and last name. So then we put add again. Remember, this is to add another question. So here is where you put your class periods. Now, I'm going to show you another teacher's class. All right, so in this class, he marked this up here, second period. He made 2 sections. Here he did the same thing I did with putting the date. That way the kids can mark the date that they signed in. Now he does this for every single class period individually. And that might be a little stressful for some of us because he marks it as a multiple choice where they put present, absent, tardy, unexcused, tardy, excused, tardy, or other. The reason it looks like this is because he uses this year-round. So he was doing this before we did the online classes, and he kept it this way. So that's why he has the kid's name, and they mark themselves present or absent. Now, this is an option you can do, but for us to go every single class and put every single name would be kind of hard. So let's just keep it the way I did over here, was just put their first and last name. The students type in their first and last name, and then you check it, and then they get it. All right. Next over here is the class period. So here you would do you can do multiple things. You can do multiple choice or checkbox. I chose a checkbox because it looks a little bit neater and simpler. But multiple choice would work just fine. So all you do is go here and you put the periods you have, like first period. Then you put add other, second period. Click here for other option. Then put second period. and so on. And then once you're done, all you have to do is make sure you change the name over here. You click here, or you can just click here and type it, but usually it saves it for you. You close, you go back to this here. So once you have everything done, all you do is put assign. Here you could choose the classes that you want it to be assigned. Right now I only have it for, oh, over here, I'm sorry. So here you choose the classes you want it to be assigned. And here you choose the students you want it to be assigned to. But since I'm assigning it to all my classes, it'll send it just to all my class periods. All right, so here I'm going to put assign. And then I'm going to go back to my demo over here. Click classwork. Let me refresh. So here's another attendance form. I click here. So here's the form I made. Open that by accident. So here's the form I made. I put the date. I put the time. Right now is 10:20 or 10:31. Sorry. Make sure to put PM. And here I could put the name of the kid. Here the kid will put their class period, and then they put submit. And then I go back to my classroom to check if the kids are doing their work. Another thing, when you're done, make sure to drag this down to your topic. That way it sticks to your topic so the kids can see where your class attendance sheet is. So to check the work, we go here, go to attendance, click the edit, the pencil editor, check responses. There's the name of the there's the email that the student sent to us. Here's the time, the date and the time, the name of the kid that they put, response, 100% response because we only have one student, so 100% of the class is responding, which is good. Another thing is you can check here on an Excel sheet as well. So you can create this Excel sheet. And it'll come out like this. It'll tell you timestamp when they signed in, the email address, the date, the time, first and last name, and what period. And this would be great for you to keep on your drive or your USB. That way, if they ask us for documentation, we have that documentation here, and it's neatly prepared for us. That way, you know, if we have they have questions on, you know, are the kids signing in? How do we know? Well, here we go. Another thing, before I leave, so before you finalize your tests, which I forgot, go to your general settings here and just make sure some things are complete. Make sure you collect the kids' emails, because if this is turned off, then it's not the emails of the kids will not show up, and it's just going to say response 1, 2, and 3. And if the kids are just writing whatever on the names or the responses, then you're not going to know who it is. So just make sure this stays on. It should stay on automatically, but just double check that this one has a check mark, this one has a check mark. Restrict to users in Rio Grande City ISD and its trusted organization. Leave this on. We do not want other emails coming in from who knows where, because this only restricts the students that are using Rio Grande City ISD emails. Here, it's keep these off, because the students can edit their responses, so they can go back and edit whatever they want on there. Keep this off as well. Also, make sure just to, if this is optional, I'm keeping this off, but you can keep it on. But if you turn this on, then every week you have to make a new form because this only limits them to a one-time response for that form sheet. So if I leave that on, that means the student cannot log back in and cannot log in more hours or more times that they've logged in. It's only one time thing. So I know some of us, we don't want to be making this sheet over and over again. So like me, I don't want to be having to make the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to leave this off. That way I can accumulate data and I can also, not have to waste time having to remake this sheet again. Another thing, let's see over here. Don't mess with any of these things here. On quizzes, you can make this a quiz. That way they can get a grade quickly. But like I said, it's not the best option. So just leave it off. And like I said, you can use this as a participation grade if you want, because as soon as a student turns it in, you go to grades and it comes out here on their grade book and you can mark 100. And on our regular PowerSchool grade book, I mean, you can, I don't know if it's all right with the administrators, but we can use this as a participation grade just in case we need extra grades. We see how many times they actually are logging in and they get that extra grade. All right, well, if you need any more help, let me know. Also, if you have any other questions, you can contact the tech support team. We have tech support from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then again from 1 p.m. to 2. So just let us know if you have any questions.